That sounds and feels so smooth. That's ace. Yes, BMW power. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something pretty cool in. It's a bit of a treat. It's something that I've been quite interested in since the moment it arrived this morning. Lots of really cool modifications on this one. So let's have a look at it. What is it and what's it got in it? So, if you're not familiar with what this is, it's a 2003 3-litre M57. It's got a hybrid turbo on it, which you probably might just about be able to make out down the bottom there. It's got some 335D injectors and it's got an alive tune on it. So, it's been built, prepared, put together by Mahker. They've done a lovely job on this one. I think this one is he's quite well known. Bit of work in progress there. Quite well known on the internet. Might recognise the registration for those that follow some of Mahker's builds. I was just admiring whilst I was strapping the vehicle up, the anti-roll bar setup. Rather different, all heavy duty stuff. So, started life as a 200 TDI, and it's had the engine swap, and it's had a Puma Defender transmission fitted in it as well. So, why is it here if we've already mapped it? Well, we mapped this a year and a half ago maybe, and it's finally come in. The owner of this one doesn't live locally. He's finally come in and we're going to power test it to see what it makes. And we're probably going to make some small adjustments to it. There's a tiny bit of smoke from it, tiny bit. And the customer wants that cleaning up, wants the throttle response changing and the idle lifting a little bit as well. So a little bit more about the spec of it as well, of course. There's a few custom Mahker parts on there. The snorkel is work in progress, hence why it's not connected. Ali Sport cooling package, I think it's a custom, maybe a custom radiator intercooler. At a glance it looks sort of like a stock Defender, probably a stock Defender core. And then obviously exhaust system is an aftermarket one. But yeah, I really like this one. It's got some very heavy duty Bilstein off-road suspension on it. It's got the AP big brake kit on it. And yeah, it's a very, very nice one, this. So let's crack on then. Let's get a result from this one. We kind of know what to expect from this one, power-wise, but we'll show it. I'll do a run, and we'll go from there. We'll do a tweak to the map, and we'll see where it ends up. So yeah, Mahker 110. Right then, that's a quite a nice result, that one. Let's jump out and show you what she's made. So, 266 horsepower and just shy of 550 newton meters. Delivered really nicely. Yeah, pretty nice result out of that one. Just clean up the emissions a tiny little bit. There's barely any smoke at all, barely any smoke. Customer wants this one to be super clean. Not not too stressed about outright, you know, muscle and power and all that sort of stuff. Just wants it to be nice. Drives it all over the well, I'll say globe, but really does travel far and wide with this one. Like I say, if you're a fan of either this vehicle or Mahker vehicles, you might have seen this one previously. So I'm just warming up the vehicle now and just preparing to do another power test. So we're just looking to clean up the smoke a little bit. There's barely anything there anyway. Just looking to clean that up and try not lose any power whilst we do that. We've made some adjustments to the idle speed as well, a little bit higher, and made some adjustments to the throttle pedal response as well. At the lower part of the throttle pedal range. I couldn't think what it was then. The reason why for that is that when this vehicle's driven off-road, it can be a little bit jerky and a little bit too responsive. And to lift up the idle speed, it just helps with cruising. If you just leave it in gear, sometimes with a little bit more higher idle speed, a vehicle will just cruise along. So I've brought up that graph, 266 horsepower. I'm just establishing connection with the scanner here just to get some data. Right, let's go ahead and do that power test. Right, so graph initially says 264, but I can see a little bit of a wiggle just here. Straighten that out. Oh, still 264. Lost a bit of bottom end there though. We'll do another run, just see how repeatable this one is. We'll just go in and do another repeat run. In the background is the run that we just did. So again, pretty consistent, in fact very consistent upon the first run. Right, so a little look at those results here when the gimbal sorts itself out. Right, so we've lost 3 horsepower and 1 Newton of torque at the peak there, right at the top. So at the expense of cleaning up the exhaust to super clean, pretty good. We have lost a bit here on spool, but as requested by the owner, I like it to be a bit more lazy at the bottom end and less responsive from the throttle. The reason being, when off-road, it's very easy to start kangarooing and being jerked around and just in getting yourself in something that's just not a nice experience. So softening up the throttle and yeah, the bottom end of the rev range. So with the mapping, anything below sort of 50%, we've numbed the throttle response down quite an awful lot really. So right, it is now that time of day when we're done with the mapping and we'll go for a road test. So I will bring you with me.
That sounds and feels so smooth. That's ace. Yeah, I like that. Give it a proper squirt when we get out on the open road. We're just in the industrial estate, and we do need to respect that. Yeah, I'll give that my seal of approval for sure. I mean, I've driven a lot of Defenders, all different types, all different stages of tunes, and yeah, I love the TD5. Who doesn't love a TD5? But man, that feels awesome. It's so smooth. So the Puma Defender gearbox hanging on to 550 Newton meters of torque there. Now, I might be wrong, but I think it's a Winchester gears built box. So that might help. So this will be a second gear pull from 20 mile an hour. It feels so different with a different generation of engine in the Defender. Feels a bit weird, nicely weird. Time to head back now and hand it back over to the customer and let them have their first drive. Now, which one do you choose? Which one do you choose? I like the green one, or do you prefer Des? I like the green one. Green one's pretty sweet, isn't it? Big arches on it, Golf chassis. Interior's lovely. Absolutely lovely, that. So this is I think it's a GTB 450 on this one. I believe it made 215 horsepower. It's one we had in a couple of weeks ago. Just been finishing off a few jobs on this one. This one we've seen before. We do have a video on this one, tuning for export, on our channel from about a year ago. Yeah. Not a particularly large vlog, but it's on there if you want to see a bit more about it. It's all pretty cool. I do like those arches. I do like those arches. So, what's left to say about that job? Well, the customer's just gone out for a road test, and we'll see what he thinks of it when he comes back. But something that I do feature on this channel, if you're a regular, you will know I like to do the what oil did it leave on the dyno, what mud did it leave on the dyno, what did it leave a tooth. We've had spanners left on the dyno, nuts, bolts. Let's have a look. Nothing. Nothing at all. So credit to Mahker for doing a nice install, and that engine had been fully rebuilt not too long ago, so holding all its fluids really nicely. Well done, Mahker. Big fan of their vehicles. So let's wait and see what they have to say when they get back. Right then, that brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. I've just had a word with the customer. Really happy with what we've achieved with it. Really happy with what we've achieved with this one. Not really lost any power, like 3 horsepower, no torque at all, been lost. There's a peak value, a little bit on the run up, but that's what he asked for. So, okay, right, that's it. We'll see you next time. Cheerio.